speaker for tonight. This beautiful young lady to my left right here is the founder of the Rap Coalition. For those of us in the room here who have been doing our research and who've been reading rap publications and been watching rap DVDs should already be familiar with Ms. Day. She's responsible for engineering some of the biggest deals in rap history. She's responsible for Cash Money's $30 million deal, the unprecedented deal that they signed when they first signed with Universal. She was instrumental in, of course, helping David Banner secure his $10 million deal with Universal as well. And she was also extremely instrumental in helping a lot of artists out of horrible record deals. 2 years previous to this one, I believe, she was in the Power 30 in the Source at the end of the year, I believe, as one of the 30 most powerful people in the industry. So she's going to be bringing out some fantastic information tonight. I hope y'all got your pads and your pens out. When she's done, make sure that you ask any and all questions, anything that you need to know, she's going to be able to tell you. And I guarantee you're going to get something.
Rap Coalition in 1992 because I got tired of hearing about the way my favorite artists were being jerked. And I came into this industry as a fan of the music, not as somebody that worked in the music industry. And at the time, my favorite artists were X-Clan and Eric B. and Rakim. And I was reading in the Source magazine, which was pretty much the only information we had back then. I'm kind of old. It was the only information we had back then on the rap music industry and rap music in general. And I was kind of devastated that my favorite artists weren't being paid for what they did. I didn't understand that. And I thought both of those artists had such an important message that it was such an affront to me to find out that they weren't making money for delivering that message. And I went to a class that was taught in New York at a university, and it was being taught by a gentleman in the music business named Bert Padell. And Bert is the stereotypical 50-year-old white Jewish male working in the music industry. Not that there's anything wrong with being white, Jewish male, or older. But I went to him after a class, and he was the accountant for X-Clan and the accountant for Eric B. and Rakim. And he was a very wealthy man. He was also the accountant for Madonna and Luther Vandross and Al B. Shore and Russell Simmons and Andre Harrell and Puffy, and the list goes on and on and on. These were all very, very successful people at the time, you know, many of which are still successful now. And I went to him after this class that he was teaching, and I asked him, well, why didn't he help these artists that weren't making any money, since he had already made so much money from them over the length of their career? He was making 5% of all of the money that the artist made from performing, from record deals, from whatever, but he was paid before the artists were paid, just like everybody else was. Managers, you know, everybody gets paid before the artist. The artist is the last to get paid. And I'll never forget what he said to me, and in a way I'm kind of glad, because it really, 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 really pissed me off. I said, Bert, how come more people don't help artists that are getting jerked by their record labels? And he said to me, there's no money in altruism. And it really messed me up when he said that. And I went home that night and I wrote a business plan for Rap Coalition, and I figured out, I was in corporate America prior to this, so I'd made quite a bit of money, and I figured out a way that I could fund the organization with my own money, and decided that I would sell the condo that I owned and move into a small apartment and sell my BMW and cash in all my stocks and bonds. And I went to see him the next morning, and I just popped up at his office. It was about 8 o'clock in the morning, and I showed him this business plan, and I had designed a logo and a mission statement, and I had decided I was going to start this not-for-profit organization to help artists. And I brought it to Bert, and I was so excited, and I said, this is what I want to do. And he looked at me and he said, you're fucking nuts, and that's a quote. And he said, give me the $500,000 and I'll invest it for you, and you'll never have to work another day in your life. And at the time, I didn't know that that wasn't true. I didn't know that that wasn't possible. But I said to him, no, that's not what I want to do. I want to be able to help the people that nobody else wants to help. And he actually thought I was a lunatic because I was going to do something where I wasn't going to get paid off of the hard sweat of people that I was actually going to do things to help them move forward in their lives. And the reaction that he gave to me is what spurred my passion to start Rap Coalition. And that was 13 years ago, and I'm really happy that I did it, and there's been no looking back. You know, there's been some really tough hurdles in the road, but I'm really glad that I did it. And because I saw so many bad contracts and so many contracts where people were just completely exploited, it gave me the opportunity to then go in to negotiate good deals for artists. And the first deal that I got to be a part of was Master P's deal. And his deal was an incredible deal. And from there, I was able to go on and do the Cash Money deal and Twista's joint venture, Banner's deal. But the thing that makes the deals that I do spectacular, and it's funny, because everybody always focuses on the money. You know, Cash Money was a $30 million deal. David Banner was a $10 million deal. And to me, the money ain't shit. The fact is that they have ownership. They own their masters, so that when they make a deal for a song to appear in a commercial, or if they make a deal for a song to appear on a soundtrack, they reap the benefits of that, not the record company that puts it out. And that's really the key in this business, is to own your masters and to own your publishing, because that's where the power and the money is.